What if the one trait that society prizes most is also a secret blueprint for misery? We like to think of genius as a golden ticket to a better life, more success, more money, a longer life. But the reality is much, much messier. While being highly intelligent can be a shield in some ways, it can also create a unique set of psychological traps, turning a brilliant mind into a personal prison. Now, the idea that a high IQ is a risk factor for mental illness is debated. Some studies show a link, others don't. However, a notable survey of over 3,700 Mensa members revealed that these highly intelligent people were more likely to be diagnosed with mood and anxiety disorders than the general public. This isn't about a few tortured artists. This is about hidden patterns of thinking and feeling that can affect anyone with a highly active and intelligent mind. Let's pull back the curtain on 7 hidden dangers that many geniuses face. First up, there's a concept in gifted psychology known as the hyperbrain. It's basically a state of heightened awareness, where your mind and body are exceptionally reactive to the world around you. The theory is that for some incredibly smart people, their central nervous system is always on high alert. A clothing tag isn't just an itch, it feels like sandpaper. A casual, off-the-cuff remark from your boss isn't just a comment. It's a puzzle to be dissected and worried over for days. Living with this constant low-level stress is frankly exhausting. This idea of overexcitability is a cornerstone of gifted psychology, though it's more of a working theory than a proven neurological fact. The second danger is a profound and often painful social isolation. Loneliness is everywhere, but for the highly intelligent, it often stems from a completely different source, a fundamental mismatch with their environment. It can be incredibly hard to connect with people who don't share your intense curiosity or abstract interests, leading to a feeling of being an outsider looking in. When your brain processes the world on a different wavelength, finding someone who genuinely gets you can feel like a lifelong quest. This doesn't mean intelligent people want to be alone. In fact, many report a deep craving for connection that feels just out of reach, not from a lack of social skills, but from a sheer lack of mental peers. Danger number 3 is a wicked one: perfectionism that leads to complete paralysis. Many gifted people struggle with an intense, deep-seated fear of failure. The pressure to live up to their own sky-high standards, not to mention everyone else's expectations, can be immense. But instead of being a motivator, this pressure often slams on the brakes. They become so terrified of producing anything less than a masterpiece that they never even start. That brilliant idea for a novel, a business, or a world-changing project stays locked away, trapped in a vicious cycle of, "it's not good enough yet." This pattern of avoidance is a common coping mechanism seen in studies of gifted adolescents. Next, we have analysis overload, or analysis paralysis. A powerful mind is a phenomenal tool for solving complex problems, but it doesn't always come with an off switch. Highly intelligent people often report getting stuck overanalyzing even the simplest, most mundane choices. What to eat for lunch, which movie to watch, how to phrase a 2-sentence email, all of it can spiral into a dizzying web of pros, cons, and what-ifs. This tendency turns minor decisions into mentally draining chores, leading to cognitive fatigue and a constant state of second-guessing. It's like using a supercomputer for basic math. It's total overkill and burns a ridiculous amount of energy. The fifth danger is the soul-crushing burden of expectation. When you're labeled the smart one from a young age, that identity can feel less like a badge of honor and more like a cage. This often leads to a gnawing sense of imposter syndrome, where, despite all evidence of your success, you feel like a fraud who's just one mistake away from being exposed. Gifted individuals can internalize the message that their entire worth is tied to their achievements. This creates a constant humming anxiety in the background of their lives, making it almost impossible to ever feel truly relaxed or satisfied. Danger number 6 is emotional hypersensitivity. This links back to that hyperbrain theory, suggesting a high IQ mind doesn't just think more, it feels more. Gifted people often experience emotions with a startling intensity. Joy isn't just happiness, it's ecstasy. But on the flip side, sadness can be devastating, and frustration can feel like an uncontrollable rage. They may also possess a powerful sense of justice, becoming deeply distressed by unfairness or suffering in the world. This emotional depth is a wellspring for empathy and creativity, but it can also be incredibly painful, leaving them wide open to emotional burnout. And finally, the 7th danger: a lifelong dance with existential anxiety. Many highly intelligent people start wrestling with life's biggest questions from a very young age. What's the point of it all? What happens when we die? What is my place in the universe? While others might not seriously entertain these thoughts until much later, the gifted mind often dives into them early and with ferocious intensity. This can lead to a persistent sense of unease, a feeling that life is absurd or meaningless, or a painful awareness of their own unfulfilled potential. For some, this isn't just a passing mood, it's a chronic state of being. These challenges are very real, but they are not a life sentence. Simply recognizing these patterns in yourself or someone you know is the first, most powerful step toward managing them. If any of this sounded familiar, consider sharing it with someone who might need to hear this message. A brilliant mind is an incredible gift, but like any powerful tool, it demands understanding and care to be used well. By shedding light on these hidden dangers, we can stop seeing high intelligence as a burden and start embracing it for the complex, beautiful gift it is. The goal is not to dim your own brightness, but to learn how to shine without burning out.